In the quiet spaces where roots grow deep and stories rise like smoke through trees, there's a voice, ancient, evolving, becoming. This is a place for the wild-hearted, the weary, the rising, for the woman who is learning, unlearning, and remembering who she's always been. Welcome to the Rooted Owl Diaries. Hi there. Happy Wednesday. Today is the 1st of April. I will not be pranking anyone, but today's bullet point is mom guilt and the myth of doing it all. What makes you feel guilty about being a mom? Like, I feel like for me, guilt comes from having to work all the time. Even more so now, I feel like in this day and age, we have to work 2 or 3 different jobs just to make things happen for our families. And I being one of them, I work extremely hard. I feel like I've always had to work 10 times harder to get ahead in life. I try to be smart about money. I try to be savvy. I try to budget. I've always tried to not have a car payment, pay cash for things, and every time there's always a setback. But guilt for me also is because I'm working so much that I feel like I'm not always there when they really, really need me to. But I know that that's not true because they tell me, you always do what you are supposed to do. And it's hard though, that inner monologue that just constantly is there, like, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Well, I also need to make sure that we have running vehicles and there's food on the table and, everything, all of the things. That's a really touchy subject for me because for the longest time I was a single mom with 2 kids and I had to do what I had to do. I was only able to work part-time for a little bit, and because childcare was so expensive, and at the time where I was working, I didn't qualify for childcare assistance or anything like that. So I started looking around for different after-school programs and stuff like that, and babysitters, and I have a hard time trusting anyone, which you should never just trust anyone with your kids. I'm sorry. It's too scary out here right now, especially. But back then, it was, I was very paranoid because I had to go all these different places with my 2 little kids. Like, it's scary for a single mom. And then, I got with my husband and things changed, but I just can't imagine if it had went a different direction. So you guys tell me, what parts of motherhood make you feel the guiltiest? Do you feel like you're not giving them everything that they need? Wants are not a necessity, but everyone just wants to give their kids everything that they want. That's just natural. Well, let me know what your thoughts are. Also, what are you doing for yourself for self-care? Like, what are things that you started implementing into your everyday life for yourself? For me, for a long time, it was once a month go get my nails, my toes done. You know, that helps me feel better about myself. I'm not one of those that goes and gets my hair done. If you know me, my hair is naturally red and really, really curly and really big. Uh, I have a very hard time trying to dye it. I do put some stuff in it to make it look a little brighter, and it's this conditioner stuff. But other than that, I've never really dyed my hair. Um, so getting my hair done is not really a big thing for me, but nails and toes is usually my thing. I will admit, as of late, I have done without getting my nails done just because I'm trying to save money, and so I'm kind of doing my own little routine with my nails, which is good. Um, I'm trying to get them to heal because I've had them done for so long that they're very brittle right now, but doing my own little things with them and stuff, and it seems to be helping. So there's that. But let me know, what are some things that you do, some tips and tricks. Let me know. Speaking on transformation and the beauty of it, has anyone felt the shift in the world and the people? I don't know about you, but it's been crazy. I'm not really sleeping a whole lot these days. I get really, really bad tension headaches, and I just am so aware of how weird people are being right now. I don't know, call me crazy if you want, but it's definitely been a wild ride the past couple of years, I'll tell you that. But anyway, moving on. So I touched base on, how I didn't really want to be a mom. Once I became one, I think the hardest part for me, besides like the mundane things like finding childcare and all of that, when I was a single mom, I think the hardest part for me was making sure that I still had a life outside of being a mom, that I still was taking care of my insides and my brain, my physical, my mental, because I lost a big part of me in relationships. I feel like I gave too much, and I feel like they took all of it with them. And honestly, they can have it, because I have become such a better person because of it. I feel like it definitely made me a better woman, and mom, for that matter. And I think it also helped me be a better wife, become more prepared to be a wife, like, because I had never been one before I had gotten married this time. But oh, what it would have been like if I did at that time. I don't even want to think about that. Let's think about the present, okay? Going back to the name of the podcast, The Feathered and Fierce, I really do believe that I am a warrior. I tell my friend all the time, I didn't sleep hardly at all. I woke up feeling like I fought a war. And part of me thinks that that's kind of true. Maybe I'm fighting a war within myself. Maybe I'm fighting in some kind of spiritual war, my bad. Who knows? Who knows at this point? But I do feel it, and I do in my heart feel that I am a warrior. And another reason for that is, I've always been told, oh, you're so sensitive, crying's not going to help you, toughen up, buttercup, my whole life. And me being soft has nothing to do with it. Um, I don't want to lose my softness, but I'm also very, very strong, very, very strong willed. Um, I think being soft is in such a hard world is, that's a flex. That's superpower to me. Being able to still be soft while being strong in this world. Like, you can't tell me otherwise that that's not a superpower. I might cry about everything, and trust me, I do. But I cry when I'm mad. I cry when I'm sad. I cry when I'm overwhelmed. That's just me. That's just my. I don't know if it's. I have no idea where it comes from. Sometimes I think I cry. I cry more when I see other people cry, and I don't know if I'm doing it because I'm trying to take it from them, or I don't know. I've just always felt like I have something there. I don't know, but I do. I cry a lot. My brother used to call me a crybaby, and I might be. Speaking of crying, typically, how many times a week do you think that you have a breakdown? I know last week I feel like I had about 3. And it's never about the same thing. It's always about something different usually, but I feel like when I do that, it's my body trying to release it. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just kind of feel like there's a reason why I'm having this breakdown, and it's because I've kept this in and I need to say it out loud to the universe. Does that make any sense to you guys? Probably not, and it's fine. I'll just continue to be a crazy person. But I feel like that's needed. Like crying and showering, those are things that have to happen for you to release those emotions. You have to cry. You have to get that out. It's just like going to the bathroom. You have to get that out. Because holding that in is not good for you. And showering, I always like to tell my friend, you have to shower the day off of you. You felt a lot of emotions today. You dealt with a lot of stupid stuff at work. Wash it off. Just wash it. I am not going to say because I'm starting to notice that I'm doing that again. But anyway, you have to shower. And as you are showering, just picture all of these different emotions and angry hatred that you had during the day at work or whatever you do during the day, any of those emotions, wash them off and visualize it as you are taking a shower, because that really helps me. And I think a lot of people need to know that. A lot of people don't think about that. But anyway, what definitely helps me, what calms me, is I'd say for probably the last 7 years, I have literally, most days on my lunch break, I go out to my car and I will find a frequency on YouTube. I love the 432 hertz frequency. Uh, that's a good one. But there is frequencies for pretty much anything. There's an insulin resistance one. There's a cortisol, a blood pressure. There's headache relief ones. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many of them. If you've never listened to stuff like that, I swear it does something to you. It definitely heals you. I've literally had such a bad migraine one time, and I put my headphones in. I laid my head back in my car, and for 20 minutes, and I felt like a whole new person afterwards. So if you've never done that, that's definitely, I'll have to get a couple links together to post, because they definitely help. I swear by it. And anymore, a lot of the time when I'm at work, that's all I listen to is meditation music, because um with everything that's going on with the music industry and Hollywood and everything right now, I can't find it in myself to listen to a lot of music because of what we know. I'm not trying to absorb any of that kind of energy anymore. I'm trying to, break away from that. So if I'm not listening to like a self-help audiobook or any kind of audiobook or a podcast or meditation music, I'm either listening to some old music or nothing at all, which is not normal. I don't normally do that, but other things that help me kind of just keep me grounded. I definitely try to walk outside barefooted anytime that I can. I have always been a barefoot girly. Even if it's raining, I don't like to do it in the snow. That's kind of weird, but I do think that it has its own benefits as well. When we move into different seasons, we're supposed to become one with that season. There are different things you're supposed to eat, like soups in the wintertime, stuff like that. I don't follow that, but I just think it's fascinating to learn about that kind of stuff. Some other things, I take at least 2 minutes of my shower is cold. Just because it helps with inflammation. It just helps me. It gives you a little pep in your step. I'll be honest, especially if you do it in the morning. I don't recommend doing cold shower at night because that will just keep you up. But that's definitely another thing that I like to do. I love to go get my nails and my toes done. I have been doing that for a few years now, and it makes me feel really good about myself. But now I'm kind of moving into this chapter where I'm trying to be as frugal and savvy as possible, and I can't really afford to go get it right now. So I am letting my nails heal. I'm doing some different detoxes and oils and stuff to help my nails grow, and eventually they'll be tough enough for me to not have to go get my nails done, which is great. I love to go thrifting. Thrifting is such an expensive hobby. I will say it's helped me so much with my business, my photography business. I love to thrift and budget different things for different setups. It's just become this thing, but it's an expensive hobby. Like, stuff is not cheap. I can't imagine buying it full price, obviously, but you know. Um, I love herbal teas, and there's just about any tea that will cure anything that you're feeling. I love valerian root. I'm not a fan of turmeric, but mixed with orange or lemon balm, it's very good. I'm a huge believer and fan of essential oils. I have so many. I use I use a lot of different combinations for different things. Sorry, I'm getting excited, so I'm talking a little faster than normal, but I've learned that if you have a headache, peppermint oil and eucalyptus are your best friend. If you need to calm down, lavender oil behind your ears is great. If you put the vapor chest rub in the creases of your arms, behind your ears, around your neck, on your feet, the creases behind your knees. Those are that's very calming as well. It's not as great as essential oils, but it does some amazing things. But I love to go for walks. I don't always go for walks, but I do love it. I love to be out in nature. I'm really looking forward to going rock hunting this summer. It sounds crazy, but just looking for pretty rocks. I sound like a bird, don't I? But yeah, those are some of the things that helps me ground and helps keep my sanity. Let me know some of the things that you like to do. And as always, stay rooted, stay grounded. Bye. Wherever you are on your journey, stay rooted, stay wild, and keep becoming. Until next time, this is the Rooted Owl Diary.